Hello, everybody. I am Angry Bird. Welcome to a new Steel Division 2 cast today. And a big match, we have Karma versus Sean. Let's just have a look at the bracket before we start looking at the decks today. So, US Prester John did win out against Amber T, goes through to the semi-finals to face off against Gonzo. Sean is up against Karma today in the other round one match. And the winner of those two will face off against Pixie, or soloing Pixie, as you'll probably be more familiar with his name. So, today on the left-hand side in blue, we have Karma. He is playing the 6th Airborne, and I'm not 100% sure whether I've cast Karma before, so it'll be good to see him in action. May have cast him once, but I'm still not certain. He is playing Vanguard Income, and I think that suits 6th Airborne very well. We've seen 6th Airborne fairly recently when Grey Fox played it up against Tiger. He utilised the aircraft incredibly well. I'll be expecting similar today from Karma. There's some strong off maps. He's got them in A and B, and obviously 101 infantry units, lots of snipers. The Little Johns can be key as well early on. If they can pick off some decent tanks, they can definitely do a great job in trading up in value, allowing Karma to kind of snowball into his air force. He is up against Sean, who is on the right-hand side, playing the 2nd French Armoured today. He's playing, obviously, on his characteristic balanced income. And just to be aware, the screenshots of the decks were taken on the new patch with the different balanced income. So this is still on the old patch with the older income values. Just so you're aware of that. Sean's deck today, he's got quite a few M8s in there. We don't always see them being taken, or we don't always see them being taken in numbers. He's got 12 of them in C phase, so he's going to use those in C phase to fight back and possibly, dart forward to try and take back territory. They are in the recon tab though, so they won't hold that territory, but they can dart forward and show Sean what's there. He's got those he's got the M4A3 Spar here as well in C phase. So very interesting, 2 cards of recon vehicles in C phase. He's got 71 units of infantry, so not quite as much. The off map, not quite as heavy either, but he does have some pretty good aircraft. Those P-38Js in C phase, they can be devastating. In terms of his fighters, though, he only has 1 card of fighters in A phase, so just 2 Spitfires to hold off the horde of 6 Airborne. And can he do it? He's going to have to pair that with the Bofors guns in A phase, and then the kind of Bofors vehicles in B phase. I'm a little worried, though, that the 6th Airborne, their air can get incredibly strong, and it can even start to take out the AA pieces on the ground. So will those 2 fighters be enough? It's pretty hard to tell. He does still have the commander in there, despite the commander nerf in the past. So, yeah, it's interesting. It was kind of a little bit controversial at first, but I think most people are continuing to take those commanders. So we have the game underway in a very early Mosquito bomber in from Karma. On the left-hand side in blue, we have Karma playing the 6th Airborne on Vanguard Income. He's going to hit the road, preventing Sean to move forward. He's actually very far forward than where Sean's units is. So I don't think he does that tactic too often, because he could have played it further on. Sean, he's on the right-hand side in red, playing the 2nd French Armoured on balanced incomes. And there you can see the incomes correct as per the patch. So it looks like an early dash to the town. The 7.62 30 cal does unload there. Hell of a lot of M8s on the way in, but there are Tetrarchs in the background that can take out those M8s. And one of them goes down. In comes the Sappers. They are in the half tracks, but yeah, Sean actually unloaded them early, which makes sense. Couple of M8s going down. There is a 6-pounder in there as well. One of the Tetrarchs has gone down as well. Pretty key engagement here. Just want to see whether anything else is happening. Oh, big push down south from Sean. Very big push, but we have another Mosquito coming in, trying to hit the Chart M4A2 in the background. We also have a 30 cal defending against lots of Tetrox up north, so action all across the map right now. One of the M8s goes down in the center, and it looks like Sean might have to back off there. A little push down south, lots of M8s pushing forwards, but I think the rifle leader with those Piats did manage to take one out. Oh, but it does go down now. Half tracks pushing forwards, and Sean's made quite a decisive attack down here in the south. He does have a Bofors in the south, so I think that's the area that he wanted to incur most damage to Pixie's units. We were chatting about how Sean plays the other day in my Discord, and he is very aggressive early on despite his balanced income. But do remember, at the start of the game, both players are on exactly the same starting points, so there is opportunity for Sean to get aggressive early on, and he does it so well. Often puts the enemy on the back foot, and down here we can see he actually grabs the flag, grabs a 13-11 lead, and I think this is the key to how Sean plays balanced. He really does put the enemy on the back foot, but Pixie is pretty strong up north and in the center, so we'll see whether Pixie builds on that. But we have quite a lot of paras and glider crews coming into the southern central town where most of the action usually occurs, and that might be where Pixie pushes forwards in this game. Tetrox, Little John coming into the south, going to face off against the M8s, and they did the job in the center, so there's no reason why they can't do the job in the south as well. Half tracks are pushing forwards, taking on the glider crews. Looks like Sean might be taking his chance in the center. I'm not sure whether he realizes the number of infantry reinforcements coming into that center field. Looks like a sapper leader going down south, as well as a Chart M4A2. Karma has picked up a flag up north, and he's going to exploit a hell of a lot of territory up there as well. Going to get another one back to a 12-12. Sean does need to defend that northern area. The M4A2 is going to be vital. Can the Tetrox take out that M4A2? 3 against 1. That's going to be a key engagement. All of the reinforcements now coming in for Karma, and he's got a hell of a lot there. Sean's going to have to need to keep his units alive. I think he needs to give up that push, but he won't realize how much Karma has in that central position, and 2 Tetrox Little Johns coming into the center as well. It's interesting he used the Tetrox immediately, and then the Tetrox Little Johns were the reinforcements. Looks like the M4A2 does at least scare off the Tetrox from pushing forward, and Sean looks to recover the flag up north as well. His unit of Voltigeurs surrounded in the northern position. Down south, it looks like there's a bit of a stalemate here. I don't think the Southern Tetrox has made as many kills as I was initially anticipating. The 6-pounder starting to move forward, trying to get into a better position. Would be in a nice position to take out the M8. And actually, Sean's making headway here, despite the absolute huge number of units or infantry units that Karma has. But that rifle leader is there with the Piat and should be able to take out 1 or 2 units. Down goes 2 of the units there, a half track and an M8 goes down to the Tetrox Little John. Typhoon Mark 1B up north. I think that was to come in against the Chart M4A2, but the sight line wasn't quite there. One of the units goes down in the transports. Those Tetrox, one of them's gone down, another one gone down. Will that plane circle back around in time to take out that Sherman? It doesn't look like it will do. Snipers pushing forwards over the open as well, and there's nothing to stop them there because they should be able to deal with the sappers. It's going to be interesting to see whether Karma does win out that position, because I think that the snipers can deal with that. But look at the southern position. The Voltigeurs getting all the way through into the compound. Sean's still 13-11 up right now. All of his vehicles in the center have gone down. No reinforcements on the way, though. He is on that balanced tick. All of his reinforcements are going up north to respond to an earlier attack from Karma. Very fluid game this from both the players. Typhoon Mark 1B trying to come in onto that Sherman. Now does get the kill, and what an important kill. Mosquito going to follow it up with a shot onto the half track as well. May take out the Voltigeurs in here, depending on how the shots land. Doesn't do so, but the Tetrox should pick up the surrender. Oh no, there's another Char M4A2. They do get the surrender just in the nick of time, but the Sherman should win out here. Yes, does so against the Tetrox. Holds off Karma just for the moment and reestablishes the front line there. Goes 14-10 up. Wow, big exchanges up on that northern side. Down in the south, a lot of infantry coming in here now to square off against Sean's units. He really does need to reinforce his center position, though. He's pushed everything forwards, and Karma just has so much here. I don't see how it's going to work, but Sean probably just does not realize how much Karma has in this center field. Tetrarch Little John takes down the half track. The M8s are pushing forwards ever so slightly. Does have a Sherman in here, but the Tetrarch Little John can take out the Sherman, actually. The Sherman should win because it gets that aim time kind of bonus that all of the Shermans get, or almost all the Shermans get. Look at this, the sappers just advancing through the flames here. Oh, no, I think they've had enough. I think they've had enough of those flames. Get out of the way. Up in the northern side, some reinforcements are coming in for Karma, but this center position looking really weak. Couple of flamer units coming in, but they won't be enough to defend. Oh, Sean is looking so weak in there, in that center field. I really think he needs to get reinforcements in, but can he afford them? Both his guns does come up north, and that will be key to hold off further air attacks. They have taken a little bit of a toll so far, but Sean has been able to kind of fight them off. Sappers moving down south to recover the flag in the center. It's still 12-12. Another Mosquito heading in, trying to take out the 30 cal. The Bofors is now in position, but one will not be enough to hold off the Mosquito. Those 6th Airborne planes, they are incredibly good planes, and just one AA unit, especially unvetted. And this is the same thing that happened with Tiger. He had unvetted, I think it was the Russian 37 mils that were unvetted, and it just didn't have the same effect. 6-pounder pushing through the forest. Ooh, that Sherman's going to be in trouble when that 6-pounder opens fire. Sherman just trying to hide here behind the trees, but the 6-pounder is going to get into position anytime soon. Here it is, and the engagement should occur. Ooh, load of wounded. He's going to get another shot for sure, and that Sherman should go down. Yes, it does. So that second shot. M8 crew panicked. Wow, it did manage to take out the Tetrarch Lil John, though. So that's quite key. It is falling back. The 6-pounder should defeat it. But I think the kill onto the Tetrarch Lil John was quite important, and the one in the center did go down as well to the Sherman. So at least Karma can't advance quickly with his vehicles. 13-11 still to Sean, but the bomber, the Tempest Mark V, is going to come in, defeat those sappers. The Bofors is just not enough right now. He needs more AA to defeat this 6th Airborne in the skies, or he does need at least his Spitfire out as well. Ooh, 6-pounder does have a nice sight line on the reinforcement road here, so we'll be able to pick off some units. It's down to one man. I think maybe that M8 took shots at it. Possibly the Bofors, actually. And the Bofors should finish it off. Yeah, it does so. Bofors does finish it off. That center position, though, just 2 flamers, and look at the number of infantry pushing forwards. And here come the attacks onto the AA. It's a 6th Airborne thing. They can get their bombers through, and they do so all the time, and it really hurts anyone trying to defend the skies against the 6th Airborne and their fighter planes. M8 coming into the center to try and recover against this push, but I'm certain Karma's going to get through. Yeah, there goes the final flamer, and there's a lot of infantry about to get into advanced positions. Sean is going to have to give up that city for now, I think, and just hold him on that flag. He cannot push back in there with the resources at his disposal right now, but he does have 32 minutes on the clock, and I don't think he'll be too displeased with that A phase. It's 10 minutes into this game. Karma's had that Vanguard income. I don't really feel like Sean will be too displeased right now. He's had a lead. He's actually ahead in terms of the tickets. He's just got to watch out, make sure Karma doesn't begin to kind of spiral out of control with his air attacks. Here comes the Mosquito. It's going to go down onto the sappers. Kind of surprised it didn't go for the Bofors there, and I think actually if it had, it would have finished that Bofors off. But the Bofors might go down anyway to the glider crew if they can get on target. I don't think they have continued to fire. Oh no, Karma has now given him the micro order, but I think it will go go down. Yeah, it does go down there. There is another 30 cal on the way, and actually that can fire further up there. What's the range on that 30 cal? 1,200 meters, so can't quite attack the city, but would be interesting to see if Sean could utilize some kind of machine guns in this kind of area to attack northwards into that city. In comes the first Cromwell of the battlefield, couple down south as well. But Sean does have an M4A3 Obusier in there as well. They can fight off against the Cromwell pretty well, actually. I think Shermans versus Cromwell, Shermans do have the advantage. Tempest coming in, trying to hit that Bofors gun. It's going to go down. Yeah, there it goes. And I don't know whether Sean has enough in his deck in terms of anti-air. Here comes the Tempest. What's it firing at? It is going for the Sherman. Oh! Big loss. Big loss of that Sherman. Big loss. Down goes one of the Bofors. So he's got one more from A-phase left, and then only two Bofors in vehicles. And the Bofors in vehicles are much easier to destroy. They can go down quite quickly because they don't have the kind of infantry HP system. And actually, look at the push down south. The Cromwells can make massive ground. They are really fast tanks. So they can make some pretty decent ground. 45 speed off-road, 65 speed on-road. So if he pushes past this sappers, I think they've stopped to... No, they have stopped to engage the sappers. They did spot them. Probably the AB sniper actually spotted them. But yeah, there's this huge southern territory to be gained. A couple of Shermans coming in trying to defend from Sean, but Karma's made it to the 15-9, and that is exactly what he needed to do. He has kind of calmed his attacks down up north, and he doesn't have too much up there. Sean could push back. I think that 6-pounder really is the main defense. If that 6-pounder wasn't there, the Sherman could actually push back against Karma, but he would have the Air Force to his advantage. Sean won't know what's there, though, but Karma is fairly weak up north. Sean has diminished his forces. But down south, Karma's making a decisive push right now. 59 up, it's exactly what he needs, and he needs to hold it for as long as possible. Sean's just got 15 minutes to hold this game. Really does need to get this back to a 14-10, and he does so, recovering this flag here. 28 minutes. I think that's enough for Sean. I think 28 minutes will be enough. Off-map going to come down into this center city as we watch across the river, the explosions all across this little village area. Ooh, down goes the leader unit. I think that was perhaps the only infantry unit that did go down in there. Did have the close-up view, so I didn't quite see if anything else went down. Bit of a shame if it was just that unit, but he does have a number of off-maps there available to him. Sean that is. Another Bofors gun does come down to the south, so that's all his Bofors guns used. He's going to have to rely on the Bofors vehicles from now on. And he does have the Spitfire fighters as well, which I think he does need to bring in. Because it is... I think Karma's going to start to invest more and more in his Air Force. Now that he has quite a decisive position down south... Oh, is that Tempest? I thought I was going to go for the Bofors once again. Does go for the infantry, but they do get destroyed actually before he does come in. But yeah, the single Bofors gun is not enough to hold off those Tempests. In comes the Typhoon Mark 1B, focusing onto those Shermans. The 37, the Bofors does now engage, just not enough. Not enough, and that Sherman does go down there. In comes another Tempest, aiming at the Cannon 57mm. Oh, this will be a trio of devastation, and it is. Wow, just Karma Des. Oh, and now in comes the Mosquito. That one is forced back, though. I think that one's slightly slower, so it is forced back. But the Grenadier Volts are in position to take shots at the Bofors gun, and that might go down. Oh, finally, one of Karma's planes does go down. But Sean needs to unload his infantry and get them firing at these Grenadier Volts, because they're going to take out that Bofors gun if he's not careful. He does now unload them. There is a Cromwell coming into position. And if the M4A2 goes down here, big loss. Nope. He's going to need another shot. In comes a Spitfire now. He's trying to strafe the Cromwell. Won't do that much damage. Won't do much damage at all. Oh, that Sherman's avoided 2 shots now. That Cromwell really needs to take out the Sherman. If it does, this could be a big gain for Karma. No, it's now changed fire. I'm sure it fired on the Voltigeurs then. Another shot. Yeah, it is now firing on the infantry. Seems to have lost line of sight, despite the fact that it looks like the line of sight is free. Oh, Spitfire coming in on the back of the Mosquito and takes that one down as well. At least it relieves some pressure. Sean needs to keep that Spitfire in the skies. Oh, the Bofors gun did go down. The Bofors gun did go down to the infantry. In comes another off-map. Wow, look at this Cromwell as well, pushing forwards. Going to take out the Voltigeurs because it had no AT weaponry on it. And Comma should pick up that flag, possibly up to a 16-8. Could double the timer tick. And we could be down to 6 minutes in any moment. Has Sean got enough to strike back? I think he definitely needs to keep the Spitfires in the skies. And if he can keep the Air Force off his back, I think the Shermans can do the job for him, but he's going to need to keep those planes off his back. And the Cromwell, the Voltigeurs trying to dance around this Cromwell. Sure needs some kind of reinforcements in there to deal with it. I think he's trying to get the Sherman down here into position to take a shot at the Cromwell from range. Oh, but that Cromwell might actually take out the Sapper unit pushing forwards. Sappers do have the bazooka. In comes the Spitfire. Going to face off against the Tempest. No, changing direction. Going for... Oh, no. Oh. Oh, dear. Oh, that was a bad choice by Sean. I don't know whether he just didn't see the Tempest or whether he didn't think about the Tempest following him. But yeah, that was a loss there. The Sherman going to take a shot at the Cromwell. Neither side getting a key kill there. Bofors vehicle coming in now, trying to still protect against the skies, or protect the skies against the... I can't even think. There's too much action going on right now. But yeah, the Bofors vehicle not doing enough suppressive damage there. Bofors used to be a... I don't feel like the Bofors is gone down, and don't misinterpret what I was about to say there. The Bofors used to be such an amazing weapon, but we've not seen it being vetted. And Sean used to be key for doing that. We don't see any commander on the field, and that used to be a key component of Sean's defensive forces. He always used to start with that commander, but then again, everyone always used to start with the commander. But after the commander price buff, we don't see him start with that. We don't see the AA being vetted to 2 stars by those commanders, and we certainly see them less effective against the skies. Sappers are moving forward, should be able to get the kill against the Cromwell there, which will be quite an important kill, but in comes the Tempest, going to hit the Voltigeurs. Ooh, looks like the line of sight just isn't right for that Cromwell kill. Perhaps Sean might move them. Yep, looks like they are going to move. Moving forwards. Should get the bazooka off. Oh, they're under so much fire, though. Oh, oh my days, they just got the shot off before being suppressed. Wow, that was tight. That was tight, but I guess those tight engagements matter if Sean is going to hold on to this game. He is 14-10 down. He has 20 minutes left on this clock. I don't know how he's managed to keep it to a 14-10, but he has. However, Karma has a hell of a lot of units down south, and it looks like a center attack is coming forwards. 17-pounder is in position. Another Bofors gun coming in now. Typhoon Mark 1B going to try and take his chances against the Chart M4A2. Let's see if we can watch this strike come in. There go the rockets. Again, another kill. Those Typhoons have just been on point today. Someone has been taking accuracy lessons. The M4A2 now trying to just defend with its machine guns. But the Cromwell is going to be able to get shots at it. Might take him a little bit of a moment to penetrate that M4A2 OP. Does still have 100 points of frontal armor or 100 millimeters of frontal armor. So the Cromwell doesn't necessarily have the AP to fully penetrate. Big hit there. And one more should do it, though, for that Cromwell. And I expect the Sherman is going to go down, especially when it shows side armor. Sean was trying to get it out of the way at the last second, but it will go down. The M4A2 pushing forwards again, and I think Sean's trying to reposition his AA, get it into a closer position to the front. He's actually taking shots there at the Tempest. Didn't notice that plane coming in. Com has managed to pin down a lot of Voltigeurs, but there is a CDP Sappers in here. Sean's actually got the guns deactivated, so it doesn't reveal itself. It is keeping the infantry from surrendering, but they can't take out the Daimler Little Johns. No AT on them. The Char M4A2 will be able to maneuver around, but there is a 17-pounder here. It does take a while for that 17-pounder to get shots onto target, though, so that Sherman was able to escape. Fast moving around, nice move, and should be able to face off against the Daimlers, but those Daimlers, you know, if that Sherman misses, the Daimlers can take them out, and the AA was in trouble there. The Cromwell, I think it was the Cromwell, managed to get a shot off against them, and Sean surrenders. 21 minutes, 15 seconds. He was under a hell of a lot of pressure there. 2,400 kills to 1,400 losses. Congratulations to Karma. Does manage to defeat Sean. Commiserations to Sean. And wow. Just wow. That was a really interesting game because Sean definitely, I think, hit first blood against Karma really early on down in that southern area and actually managed to break through and take quite a lot of flags. He perhaps could have been a little bit reckless with his attack into the center position, or into the southern center position, the city or the town, the long town that gets fought over on this map time and time and time again. Perhaps he was a little bit too aggressive there, committing his forces forwards, which allowed that was the first area that Karma was able to break through. If he'd been a bit more defensive there, perhaps he would have been able to bring in more supporting weaponry. But I think he really did suffer from the skies. And he just didn't get a handle on the planes of the 6th Airborne. And if you're facing the 6th Airborne, you need to get your handle on those planes. Let's have a quick look at the kills for Karma. 6-pounder there, taking out a number of M8s and an M4A2. That was in the center ground in that initial attacks or initial skirmishes. We got some Tetrarchs fighting here, taking out a couple of M8s, but the Tetrarchs, yeah, it was an interesting observation that Karma used his basic Tetrarchs first and then brought his Tetrarch Little Johns as reinforcements. I'm kind of wondering whether that was because he needed to use those Tetrarch Little Johns against tanks and he wasn't guaranteed. You know, the enemy player doesn't always bring in tanks initially. Maybe that's the reason. But yeah, just an interesting observation there. AB Canadian Paras did a decent job here. Tetrarch Little John does pick off a couple of units. Nothing too special though. Typhoon Mark 1B. Oh yeah, this is where it hurts, look. Typhoon Mark 1B takes out 3 Shermans. 6-pounder takes out another 2 Shermans. Tempest Mark 5 takes out the Bofors gun. The Cannon 57mm, which can be an excellent weapon. So really key for Karma to take that unit out. 6-pounder takes out a few units. Mosquito taking out the half-track. This Cromwell here dispatches a number of half-tracks. More half-tracks going down. But yeah, I think 17-pounder here takes out the Char M4A2. I think these were pretty key kills here. This Typhoon Mark 1B here, taking out the Shermans. I think the Tempest taking out the Bofors as well, which allowed more aircraft attacks. But it also doubles up to mean that Sean had to bring in extra AA because he'd lost his AA. So Sean's again investing in support equipment, not the front line. So kind of double efficiency. You enable more aircraft attacks on your own side because you've taken down the enemy AA, and you've caused the enemy to invest in more AA to replace the losses, which means your front line is less pressured as a result. So very efficient kill, that. And that's not even talking about prices either. That's not even talking about prices. So there we have it. 21 minutes, 15 seconds. Karma picks up the victory. And that is the first. It is a best of 3 matchup between these two players. I will reveal now that Karma did beat Sean in the second matchup as well. It was a very short game. It was, if I can just bring it up on screen, 4 minutes, 8 seconds. So a very, very short game. So I'm not going to bring that one to the channel because it's going to just be an incredibly short video. I believe that Vulcan has covered that match on his channel. So if you do want to check that match out, you can go over to his channel and go check it out. So yeah, Karma actually beat Sean in the matchup between these two, 2-0, and will advance forward to the semi-final. He will face off against Pixie. So thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this game. Let me know down in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more Steel Division 2 action on my channel. Thanks very much for joining me. I am Angry Birds. I will see you next time.